How would you feel about a $2,200 flat Social Security benefit for everyone? Would that be a little bit helpful right now? Well, guess what? This is yet again another talking point that's out there right now about flattening out Social Security benefits at $2,200, which would be incredibly helpful for those people receiving a benefit well below this $2,200. And as far as the people currently receiving a benefit above $2,200 a month, well, guess what? That's another story which I will break down for you here in this video. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's jump right into it. First off, before we do, can I ask a huge favor of you? If you've not done so yet, will you please make sure to like the video with the big thumbs up button right down below? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Also, as long as you're down there, if you haven't done so, please make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. I'm here for you every single day. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate your support, and let's talk about the details. All right, so first off, when we look at the details of this, we think, wow, $2,200 a month, that would be incredible. That would be life-changing for a lot of people. There's a ton of people out there right now that are receiving benefits well below even $1,000 a month. So this would be like doubling up for a lot of people, which would be incredible, right? Now, I want to break down the details of what they're discussing here. What would be the purpose behind this $2,200 a month? Where did this number arrive from? And where would the money come from to pay for this thing? Which, by the way, anybody receiving above $2,200 a month, again, like I said earlier, another story. Yeah, I'll share with you the details because that may be where the money's coming from. Just a little hint, by the way, okay? All right, so anyway, what is one of the major problems that we see with Social Security right now? Well, I think we could probably all say, well, the insolvency issue and things like that, right? That's one of the issues, but that's out in the future. What is an issue that we're dealing with right now today, and we have been for many years? A lot of people, millions and millions and millions of seniors. In fact, 10.7 million seniors as of right now that are currently living in poverty who receive Social Security because their benefits are not high enough. That's a major problem. Not only that, what about all the other people out there who receive benefits from Social Security, who receive benefits well below what actually they need to live on every single month, right? There's a ton of people that are living on a fixed income from Social Security that are struggling financially right now. I mean, seriously, it's a bad situation. Just read through the comments section on any of the videos here on the channel. You'll clearly see the struggle out there. It's pretty obvious, right? So anyway, that's another one of the major issues out there. So along with coming forward with all these people saying, oh, we should do this and that to change the program and to reform it and make sure that it remains solvent for many more decades into the future, one of the other ideas that is floating around out there, and again, why I want to bring this to you is because we don't know what they're going to do yet. That's the scary part, is we have no clue how they're going to change the program. So, not sure about you, but I want to watch all the details about this. But they came up with this idea and said, what if we just flatten out benefits for everybody? So they essentially turned the program into a guaranteed basic income program where everybody would get the same dollar amount every single month, month in and month out. Now, this would help a lot of different people. First off, it would raise benefits for anybody below this $2,200 threshold that they're discussing, and anybody above that, well, we hope that you have additional money and savings and, income, pensions, annuities, dividends, portfolio income, whatever it happens to be. But that's what they're kind of banking on, is that the higher income people generally have other sources of income as well. But anyway, the whole purpose behind this $2,200, that is kind of equilibrium as far as where we're sitting right now. So right now, the minimum benefit for Social Security is about $50 a month, and the maximum benefit somebody can get right now is just under $5,000 a month. So we're looking at kind of equilibrium right around kind of this $2,200-ish range is what they're looking at. Now again, obviously give or take a little bit by the time they actually do something like this, but it's right around that $2,200 is what it would actually shake out to be. So what they would want to do is that the higher income people, because they continue to look at all the statistics and they find that higher income beneficiaries who generally get over about this $2,200 a month, again, give or take a little bit, $2,200, $2,500 or so, people that receive more than that generally have other sources of income. Like I said, could be dividend income, portfolio, pensions, annuities, interest, savings, whatever it happens to be. These people generally have other sources of income. Well, as a result of that, they're saying, hey, they don't really need to rely on their full benefit for basically to fund their full retirement. So what the idea would be is to shave down benefits for higher income beneficiaries and keep shaving that down, a percentage or so, however much it happens to be per year, like 1 or 2%, whatever happens to be per year, and then take that money that is saved, that is not going out to the beneficiary anymore, the higher income people, and then basically shuffle that money over to the lower income beneficiaries until eventually at some point in the future, which would be about a 20-year period of time, according to what they were saying on this, about a 20-year period of time, and then everybody would be equaled out at about that $2,200. Now, that's the math as of right now. By the time that we would run forward into the future, it'd probably be more like $2,500, $2,700. It'd be something higher than that. But again, just saying $2,200 as of right now, because that's kind of what we're looking at, okay? So anyway, the whole purpose would be basically shuffling money from higher income people over to the lower income people until they meet at equilibrium, again, about $2,200 a month is what that would be, okay? Now, what would this do to Social Security? The program would literally turn into a guaranteed basic income program, which if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, you probably heard me say this, which is a guaranteed basic income is identifying a specific group of people, sending out a dedicated amount of money for an unspecified amount of time or a dedicated period of time, whatever that happens to be. It could be a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or indefinitely in this case, but everybody gets the same dollar amount, but everybody is qualified to receive those benefit amounts based on a certain criteria. It could be age, it could be income, it could be all these other parameters. That's exactly what a guaranteed basic income is, okay? So literally Social Security would turn into a guaranteed basic income program at that time if they were to do that, okay? Now, obviously, I want to make it very clear. No, this has not happened yet, but it is one of these things that they're talking about saying, hey, if we were to do this, then, you know, the program would be better off. We wouldn't have this major discrepancy between people getting $300, $400, $600, $700 a month and people getting nearly $5,000 a month because they continue to say, oh, these higher income people, they don't need, you know, $3,000, $4,000, nearly $5,000 a month in monthly benefits. So that's kind of where this is coming from, is that they're trying to basically attack the higher income people and say, you don't need all this money, let's give it away to somebody else, let's give it to the low income, or let's just shave your benefit down and just keep it in the trust fund to remain solvent for many more decades into the future. So here's the problem with this. They don't know what the solution is going forward as far as the best idea to keep Social Security insolvent into the future. They are sorry, I said insolvent. Keep it solvent into the future, right? They don't know the details about that, as far as they don't know the best plan going forward. So they're trying to find anything that'll stick right now. Anything that may have a little bit of validity, anything that may find a little bit of weight behind it. So they're playing with all these ideas. That's why I want to bring this to your attention, because we don't know what they're going to do yet. That's kind of the scary part. And any of these things could be a potential solution at some point in the future. Does that kind of make sense a little bit, right? So anyway, like I said, this would be massively beneficial for anybody receiving a benefit below essentially equilibrium. It'd be pretty nice, right? Your benefits would be increased additionally each year. Okay, so how this would kind of work, let me explain this really fast here. So let's say every year you get a COLA raise, right? That's just say, let's say 2%, whatever. I'm just making up a number, 2%, okay? But yet, if they wanted to implement this, what they would do is basically reduce benefits for higher income people by about 2% or 1.5% or whatever happens to be, right? So essentially the higher income people would no longer be getting COLA raises, but yet their benefits would be reduced by say 2% a year. Does that kind of make sense, right? But then the lower income beneficiaries would get not only the COLA, but also an additional say 2% boost on top of that because of the money that would be taken from higher income people. Does that kind of make sense, right? That's kind of how they would fund this. Obviously the numbers would need to be highly specified, and they would need to be figured out better than that. Higher income beneficiaries would have a higher reduction than people closer to the equilibrium number. There's a lot of mathematics behind it. Kind of makes sense, right? So anyway, want to bring this to your attention really quickly. Again, another talking point that's out there. We will have to see what they actually do with this, but we don't know. That's, like I said, the scary part is because we have no idea what they're going to do to reform Social Security yet. There's just a lot of plans and ideas out there, and a lot of things that they want to do to raise benefits for lower income beneficiaries, because there's a major discrepancy, right? I mean, you know it. There's a couple people, I mean, not a couple. There's people out there that get a couple $100 a month, and there's people out there that get several $1,000s a month, right? So they're trying to fix that. They're trying to figure out a plan so that that is not the case anymore, but rather everybody's getting some kind of a more equal a benefit, if that kind of makes sense, right? So anyway, I hope this helps you. But again, please make sure to like the video, big thumbs up button right down below. Subscribe down below as well. Thank you, really appreciate it. With the subscribe button right down below the video. Otherwise, check out the other videos here on the channel, the thousands in the video library, the ones I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section, and right now showing up on your screen as well. You'll see some videos there. Thank you, really appreciate your support. Have a nice day, take care, and I'll see you again in just a minute.